Trilogies on the NES were a staple. If you're talking about the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, all amazing games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and of course, Double Dragon. Now, in my opinion, Double Dragon was my favorite of those trilogy series because I love Double Dragon. I never knew about the arcade version growing up. I was an NES kid. And because of that, I grew a love of the original Double Dragon. Double Dragon 2 was even better. It had more moves, it had local 2-player co-op in the game, and it was just so much fun. Double Dragon 3 was a bit of a misstep for the series, but all in all, the Double Dragon trilogy on the NES is my favorite trilogy. So when I heard Double Dragon 4 was coming out, I got really excited. I actually did a reaction video to it because it was another Double Dragon game in that NES style. It was potentially the 4th game if it had been released on the NES. So now the day has come and Double Dragon 4 has released on the PS4 and Steam, and I've been checking it out. I've been binge playing it, and I'm ready to give you guys my review. So is Double Dragon 4 another great entry in the Double Dragon series, or is it a game that should be left in the past? Let's find out. Double Dragon games usually don't have a deep story, and I can't say that this one is any different. Billy and Jimmy are on a road trip to good old San Francisco when the unthinkable happens. Billy's girlfriend Marion is kidnapped and you must save her. Shocking, I know. The story elements take place in between missions and use a simple visual and text moniker to keep things moving along. It's nothing groundbreaking, but since this game is emulating an NES style of game, it suits the final product. The meat of the game is of course the story mode, and the first issue I have with the game is revealed here. No online multiplayer, only local. I know it's not a huge deal considering the retro feel of the game, but considering the people I played Double Dragon with back in the day don't live near me anymore or might even be dead, it does kind of limit who you can play with. Once you jump into the game, everything looks pretty familiar. The sprite work is authentic to the NES source material, which I really liked, and the backgrounds and levels feel right out of the original NES trilogy. While the HD graphics do make things look very clean, there is some very noticeable screen tearing that doesn't let up, and it's really distracting. I'm not really sure why this occurs either, but it's pretty prevalent in the footage seen here. The soundtrack to the game is pretty solid, with the typical rocking tunes done in a modern form. There is a mode in the options that let you change the music style to retro as well, which is a nice touch. Overall though, the audio department feels a bit flat, with some sound effects missing, such as the arrow beeping when you have cleared an area and need to move to the next location. Kind of an oversight in my opinion. The gameplay is very well done and helps suck you back into the Double Dragon feeling very quickly, however. With the additional buttons on the controller, the jump is now mapped to a separate button, which is great. The game plays a lot like Double Dragon 3 in terms of moves, and adds a few new ones into the mix as well. You can also juggle enemies, and although it's much easier to do in the multiplayer mode, I was able to snag a few in the single player, and it's very satisfying. After you beat the game, there's more to do as well. There's a one-on-one duel mode with a ton of unlockable and unique characters, along with a mode that you unlock called Tower Mode, which has you clearing out waves of enemies in a tower-like setting as you try to ascend it. The game has a good balance of familiar faces and new enemies as well, such as Lindas, Wills, and of course Abobos. Even a jumping Abobo makes an appearance as well. All in all, there's a good blend of nostalgia and freshness, but how does it fare as a complete project? Let's go to my final thoughts and find out. So yes, I do have complaints about Double Dragon 4. The screen tearing is unbearable at times. The sound is really muffled and the missing sound effects are really annoying. And I did not like the fact that there was no online multiplayer. I understand you're doing your retro game, but still, online multiplayer would have been so nice to have. But all in all, at $7, I still had a blast with the game. The new moves are really fun. The unlockables in the duel mode and the tower mode really keep you playing the game, and the story mode is pretty good as well. It's a Double Dragon game, it's a solid game, and for $7, you could spend $7 on food
why not get a brand new Double Dragon game? It's definitely not the best Double Dragon, it's definitely not a memorable Double Dragon, but if you are a fan of beat 'em ups and retro games, there's definitely some enjoyment to be had here. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel, leave this video a like, let me know in the comments section down below what you think of Double Dragon 4, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you really like my face, check out my Patreon. I will catch you guys next time. Later.